Hello everyone, I'm Carter Smith and this is a brief history on football. As many people know it, football is one of America's most popular sports, with an average of 16.7 million viewers, and for the biggest event of the year, averaging about 113.6 million people watching the Super Bowl at the end of every season. However, football did not start out this way. In fact, it was very small up until very recently. The game began in the late 19th century. In the 1860s, the game of football was played on college campuses only. However, the rules vary greatly from place to place. It was during this era that teams began to implement the concept of carrying the ball towards the opponent's end zone. The first official game took place in 1869 between Rutgers and Princeton. By the earliest 20th century, however, football had become a staple of college athletics, but it wasn't until the 1920s that professional football began to take shape. The National Football League, NFL, was founded in 1920, consisting of teams from various regions. Over time, the NFL grew in popularity and stature, bringing the support of a broader audience. The 1960s marked a significant turning point in football history with the birth of the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl! Yeah!
This annual championship game between the NFL and the American Football League, AFL, champions brought football into living rooms across the nation. The Super Bowl quickly became a cultural event, propelling the sport to unprecedented levels of popularity. The second half of the 20th century saw innovations in gameplay, equipment, and strategy. Advances in technology allowed for better player safety and refinement of the game's rules. However, the sport faced challenges, particularly regarding player safety and concussion awareness, leading to changes in tackling techniques and enhanced safety measures, such as new pads and helmets. In 2007, football expanded its reach beyond the United States, playing its first game in Europe in Wembley Stadium on October 28, 2007, where the New York Giants faced off against the Miami Dolphins in a game that led to a 13-10 victory for the Giants, marking the first game that was played outside of America. After this, the NFL began hosting regular season games abroad, sparking international interest in the sport. Leagues and tournaments emerged in other countries, showcasing the game's global appeal. Today, football stands as one of the largest cultural phenomenons, with the Super Bowl being one of the most watched events worldwide. As the sport continues to evolve, embracing technology, data analysis, and new training methods, as we look into the future, one thing remains clear. Football's history is still being written, with countless stories yet to be told.
Hi, my name is Jace Turk, and I'm here with
Kayla Paris.
Kayla. Well, for the girls golf team, how has your guys' season been going so far this year?
Well, we got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but the last few tournaments that we played in and game days have been a lot better. We've improved a lot and have lowered our scores, so that's always a good thing.
Good. Well, you said you went off to a rocky start. Well, how can you guys improve as a team, as individuals, and as golfers as a whole?
Yeah, so I think at practice, definitely being more intentional with our time and just adjusting our swing as we go and just trying to figure things out, what works and doesn't work, so we can eventually use that during our course time.
Okay, well, since you guys are going to be probably competing for a little bit this year, for a little bit longer this year, it's about mid-season. When can everybody at home come out and support you guys? When are you guys going to be playing next?
Okay, so this weekend you guys could come to Otter Creek in Columbus, where we'll be playing 18. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on. Everybody at home, you guys should definitely come out to the girls golf game at Otter Creek. Thank you for taking the time to be interviewed.
Of course. Have a good day.
Well, youth football is really the kind of a pinnacle of a program. Believe it or not, a lot of people think the higher you go, the more important the football is, but that's not really true. I kind of equate it to playing cards. If I'm a card player and I get dealt really, really good hands over and over again, I'm going to tend to be a really high-quality card player. If I get dealt bad hands over and over again, I'm probably not going to be the card player I want to be. I'm going to struggle, even if I'm really good. I can be a really great card player, but if I get bad hands over and over again, there's not much I can do. So what we get from K through 8 is huge to us, K through 9 actually. So we try to build a program from the ground up to where every kid has a chance to play football, learn football, and at the end of each year, hopefully want to come back. That's our goals. They should have a good enough time to where they want to keep playing a great game of football and get with their friends and do good things.
It's fun. It's difficult, but it's worth it.
Well, to be honest, I couldn't imagine not coaching. I think that's just part of my DNA, is just to help younger boys take their next steps in any parts of life, but especially football. And so for that, it looks like starting from the ground up, like what Coach West had said. So this is a foundational level as far as youth football goes, so it's just helping them take those next steps, being better young men, along with better football skills and things like that. So for me, I don't know if it was ever really a question. It was just a part of who I was, just to be grounded in football from a young child myself. And then as soon as I stepped out of high school football, going into college football, and then from there just pouring back into high school students or even the youth league.
After college football, kind of like Coach here, I went to the business world for a couple of years and realized that was not near as fun as football. I thought I was sick of football after college, but you get away from it and it kind of grabs you back. So I've been coaching a little over 25 years, and even when I'm done at the highest level competing here that I've been at a long time, I'll probably go do something else. I'll go coach freshmen or give back somewhere, probably do youth league or be a president of a youth league, try to help grow a program, even if this one, that would be a great honor. 50 years ago. This is actually the 50-year anniversary this year, so it's been going strong. It's one of the largest youth leagues in Indiana, if not the largest. It's flourishing. They got about 400 kids playing, and another couple hundred playing flag. So each year we're growing and expanding, and our adults in this community are fantastic, and they're doing a great job. Every kid should go on All-Stars and know all the same verbiage. And now you don't spend 2 weeks installing and teaching, reteaching the thing. So now you're actually just in action, and that's a huge benefit. So that's why we want that continuity and that curriculum to grow as one. That's why we play the games. You never know. I've had some really, really good teams not do so well, and some teams we didn't think was going to do so well win state championships. It's really a wild ride, and it's very unpredictable because of the nature of the game. It's the only sport where I think the ball's shaped funny, and when it lands, it bounces where it goes. And injuries are such a big part, and team size. If it's an 11-man dance every play, and that is very difficult to organize, and they all have to be on the same page from not just schematic standpoint, but from being a good teammate and knowing your job and responsibility, and the coaches, the adults you're surrounding the kids with. So there's so many factors that go into a season. And then we play a top 5 schedule in the state of Indiana, so nobody's going to feel sorry for us. It's going to be brutal. They're going to do the same thing in youth because we play like entities, and it's okay. Winning every game is not our goal. It's improving every game, and then by the end of the year, putting our best foot forward to make a run in the playoffs. And that's always going to be our motto as long as I'm here, and that's kind of how we're going to attack it.
So I'll gauge how our youth football season's going a little bit differently because a lot of it's playing in-house or playing other FC teams. So I look at it more of an engagement, one from parents and with the children themselves. So are they showing up to practice every day? Are they becoming better football players as well as better young men? And so if I could look to the future in a few months from now, I would use the scale of what we've done for the past few months right now. And I would easily say that they are continually improving, that we see an excitement with the young boys that are coming out there. We see them starting to look up to the older kids, and they're excited about coming to the games on Fridays. And so just using that momentum that they've already built throughout the summer, coming into the fall, I'm going to say I have a really positive outlook of where the youth football program's going.
So what got you into football? All the kids used to play it around in my neighborhood, so I played with all the older kids and stuff like that, so that's really what got me into football.
So what is the impact of youth football and high school football?
Everything builds from the ground up. We got a thing called Spark Academy, so that's for the youth and the middle schoolers, so yeah.
How do you think the season's going to go this year?
We have a lot of upside. We had one of the best defenses in the state of Indiana last year, but we lost a couple of guys. But the good thing about a 6A school is that we have a lot of kids, so they're pretty easy to replace. I think the one thing that we needed to work on, which we're establishing right now, is the offense. Offense last year was real young, and now we're blooming, so I think we're going to head in a good direction.
Oh, yeah, we win a state for sure. Great. We going for state. That's it.